Hello, this is Karen from Whimsy Wondering. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to work on an outdoor floral hanger, either for my front door or for my outdoor gate. I am going to coat this board with 2 coats of Miss Lillian's Snowflake chalk paint, Snow Wax chalk paint. I have used her products for years and I really enjoy them. I'm adding a little bit of water because I want it to be a little bit more dilute. I don't need the heaviness of that paint on an outdoor item. And so that's what you're seeing me do here, adding the water and mixing it together. The paint viscosity looks great. It's going to be easy to apply. I applied 2 coats on each board using a blow dryer in between the layers to get them good and dry. Okay, so you've got 2 layers of paint on your board. It's good and dry. And now what are you going to do? Well, I used paper transfers from IOD. You can find these online. There are several retailers probably near you. Order them and feel confident in that you can do this. This particular transfer allowed me to make 4 different boards, so you get your money's worth. Make sure you cut things out that you want to use. I use scissors, some people use X-Acto knives. It's what you feel comfortable with. You will enjoy the ease of which you can transfer this ultra thin paper. So slowly work your way around the transfer that you're going to use, selecting parts and areas that you want to cut out. I don't normally lose a lot of elements, but sometimes I will have to cut off a stem or maybe a part of a petal, and then I will go back in and overlay something if it's really showing to me. But I can tell you that most people won't notice the minor flaws that you notice as you're cutting out. So don't stress too much about cutting over and around things. These transfers are packed in there tightly. You get your money's worth. I'm going to use this transfer to make 4 different boards. So I feel like the money that I used to buy this particular transfer was well spent. So how I do this is, of course, I've got this board, it's painted, it's dried, and then I start playing around with where I want the placement to be. And sometimes the back paper gets in the way of really understanding that. So these paper transfers are very thin. You want to be careful, but they're not fragile. They're not going to come off with without a little bit of work. So I would rather have more of the flower than the vine over here on the side. So I'm going to that kind of line up, get it straight with that. And then I'm going to use my tool that comes with the kit, and we're going to get going. I'm going to start up here, and basically you're applying the paper down to the surface with some pressure, some consistent pressure, not gouging pressure, but enough pressure that it sticks. And then you're going to go over it and confirm, let it know that you're in charge and you want it to come off. So you do go back and make sure that it understands that process, right? The communication. So you slowly move your way across the piece of work, transferring the paper to the board or furniture. Take your time. The parts that I have noticed that continue to pull up are the tips where you forget to rub. So just take your time and go across the piece of work. It really isn't difficult. It just takes time. Start it here. This is hanging off the side. I expect that not to stay down anywhere. That leaf is coming up a little bit, so you go back. That whole area. Sometimes the ends are what you've missed. And then you just slowly peel this back to create your piece. So just pull back on the tacky paper, slowly working your way down, and the transfer will release itself onto whatever piece you're adding it to. Okay, so you can tell that this is a rather easy process. What it does take is a little bit of time to transfer the very thin pieces of paper onto whatever item you're going to be applying it to. Several people put this on furniture. I have done that, and I am making these boards, again, for an outdoor purpose, for my garden area, my front door, greeting area. I haven't yet decided. Cut off the paper backing as you work your way down to keep it out of your way. I think I'm losing my mind. Couldn't find my stick and it was right there. You can use a credit card. These come in the rolls of these transfers. I'm a sunflower girl. I've had a field of sunflowers I planted. I finished this project by applying the rest of the transfer. I then applied 2 coats of finish on it. I am going to drill some holes in the top, put a pretty ribbon through it, and I'm going to hang it outside on my garden gates or near my front door or maybe my back patio. I haven't decided. It's something fun to do. I will be showing the complementary one in the next video. To finish this board up, I drilled 2 holes in each corner, and then I used jute. One tip that I can suggest would be for you to tape the ends prior to putting them through the holes. Make your knot, cut off the tape, and also know that you can shorten the jute at any time.